It is Jake from Network Nerve, and this is episode 5 of the Pong LWJGL series. And in this tutorial, we're probably going to go over keybinds and movement. So, there's another thing you need to edit in the entity class. It's in move entity. I'm going to set Pong, and change this to Pong, and unupdate. The error should go away. And then go to your entity player class and find move entity. Alright, so now we're going to want to make a keybind class. Keybind. So in here you're going to public int key code, public string description, and public boolean key states, and make a constructor. Public int key code and string description. This dot key code equals key code, and this dot description equals description. So basically over here, it's where you're going to actually store the key that's bound to the keybind, and this will be a description, so for later reference, if you want to have some sort of GUI, you can display what the key does instead of just displaying what the key is. So we also going to want to this dot key states equals new boolean 256. Now we're going to make a function called checkKey, public boolean checkKey int I if keyboard dot is key down I, and it's not equal to this dot key states I, return this dot key states I is not equal to this dot key states I, otherwise return false. And this basically checks for a single key press instead of checking if the key is being held down. So now we're going to make a function check if the key is being held down. Public boolean is key down, return keyboard dot is key down this dot key code, public boolean is key pressed, and return this as this dot check key, this dot key code. So this is where all the booleans for each key is stored, and then it'll check if it's being held down, and it'll toggle it. That's where this function ultimately comes in. You're also going to want to change this to private since it's only used within the class. So from here, you're going to want to go entity player, and then public keybind key up and public keybind, key down, and then you're going to want to initialize them in this the constructor. This dot key up equals new keybind, and you can set this to whatever key you want. I'm going to set this W since it's used in most games, and the description will be up. And this dot key down equals new keybind keyboard underscore key S, and we'll just say this is down. So from here, you're going to want to go in your handle input class and do this dot motion X equals 0, and this dot motion Y is equals 0. And then from here you're going to make an if statement. If this dot key up is key down, then this dot motion Y is equal to opposite. This dot speed, and you want to set this to reverse with a minus sign. And this, oops, if this dot key down is key down, this dot motion Y, let's go to this dot speed. So basically what I did here was each time the onUpdate thing is called, it'll reset the motions to 0, and if these statements, like if the key's pressed, then it will set a motion based on the key. And then from here, we're going to want to make sure that the little paddle you make that can move up and down doesn't go off the screen. So you're going to want to go to move entity and do some if statements. If this dot position Y is less than 0, and this dot motion Y is also less than 0, return. And this will basically stop this from being ran, which basically will move the coordinates based on the motion. And we're going to set the other one for the top. This dot position Y plus this dot height is bigger than Pong dot display height, and this dot motion Y is bigger than 0, return. So let's just give this a test, and you can see it's moving up and down, and we have movement, and see, it won't go past this point over here. Let's test the bottom, and it doesn't go past, even though I'm holding S down. So this will basically let you move your paddle to where the ball will be, which will be in a later tutorial. And this should be good for this tutorial. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. And I will see you in the next tutorial.